Welcome everybody to the VNDLP podcast. Number 5. This is number 5, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is the 5th one.
Okay,
in the series of
welcome to
numbers from 1 to 5.
Welcome to the 5th one. We are not going to talk about... what did we say we were going to talk about the end of the last one? Because I don't remember. We're not going to talk about any of that.
We're not going to talk about... No. Everything we said in the last podcast, just disregard everything. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna delete it. The only important thing to remember is it's the only podcast about video games.
The only podcast about video games on the internet.
Yeah.
Much less Choco Disaster, the only anime podcast on the internet.
Yeah.
Go check it out, Choco Disaster. Anyway, we've got Choco Disaster's JordanKai.
Hello, it's me.
That's what Jordan's known for.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That
Well,
is
it's
my
the other
art and my
podcast.
craft.
Yeah.
So I figured that we would introduce him via his podcast.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
But he also is very well known for his LPs.
Very.
Very well
That is the
known.
word I would
known,
use.
he's known for his videos.
Anyway, so let's get this ball rolling. What do we got today, Dex?
Well, we have scroll. So Smash Brothers. That's the
Smash.
thing.
It finally
Smash
came out.
Brothers.
Also, Kojima leaving Konami. That's
And
another
making
thing.
his own. Yep.
And also, we'll talk to Jordan about why he is, why in God's name he is getting involved with Let's Play. Why would he do that? We have to know.
We're going to go inside Jordan's mind. Woo!
That's scary.
And talk the mind taker.
So yeah. Smash Brothers, as Jordan said, it's finally out.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long 20 years, but finally, Smash Brothers 4 has been released.
The end of the popular character ballot has been announced, and it is Bayonetta.
Bayonetta.
And you know what? I can see why people would like her, but I am not a fan of the Bayonetta. But you know what? Have fun, you goofs.
Yeah. I do like how when they announced her, it was like, they had to put, like, the addendum at the bottom, like most realistic option that they could go with.
When they announced Bayonetta, for those of you who haven't seen the announcement trailer that they showed, it shows Pit and Palutena first. Because in the Bayonetta games, she fights angels.
Yeah.
And when I saw Pit and Palutena, I freaked out.
I saw a post on Tumblr that was like, reblog this if you were fucking scared when Pit and Palutena showed up.
I saw that, and I screamed because I was like, no! Not another fucking character!
What, from Kid Icarus?
Yeah, because who would they add in?
Super Dark Pit.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
Dark Pit. I'm the coolest.
Really dark, but
Black Ops Pit.
yeah. He's got a
Initiating
gun.
night vision.
You can only have night vision on for 5 minutes, Pit.
Black Ops Pit, voiced by David Hayter.
Kept you waiting.
He still is.
He still is.
In the wings somewhere.
Of course, the VNDLP upset, for me, let's go with Dex first. Dex, who did you want to be in Smash?
You know, like I'm a hopeless dreamer, so I really wanted Banjo, obviously, but that was never in a million years ever gonna happen.
I
think-
Microsoft's publishing games on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I
This is
mean,
true.
I could see it happening because fucking Phil Spencer did come out and say, Banjo is an option, you guys, wink wink.
Yeah.
For me, I was really looking forward to, I've never played Super Mario RPG,
Yeah.
That's actually a lie. I did play Super Mario RPG, but I played it back when it first came out, and I was too young to read at the time.
Oh.
So I actually, every time I played it, I had to get my mom to sit right next to me to read everything out to me.
Oh.
Should play it again.
And, yeah, I'm probably going to play it again, but I mean, like, that's one of those things, it's like, the unstained childhood. Anyway, so, I kind of wanted to see Gino in the game.
Well, he's in, baby.
He's in.
He's in as a Mii costume.
In
so,
Pog form.
That's pretty good.
So, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where I wanted to see him in just because, like, he's been a fan favorite to be included for a long time. And, he did get what is basically the equivalent of Sakurai going, you want this character? Here you go, you fuckers, as, like, Mii costumes.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, I didn't really find anybody, I couldn't really think of anybody who I wanted in, besides, like, I mean, add in Inklings. Inklings would be cool.
But Inklings are already in as costumes.
As costumes, yes.
I'd have been quite happy with Shovel Knight. I'd have been quite okay with that, and it would have been pretty cool. I would have been pretty pleased with that.
That would have been wild, because that would have meant that there would be 2 Shovel Knight amiibos out there.
Yeah.
No, it is pretty wild.
And that would be okay, because the current Shovel Knight amiibo kind of doesn't look that cool. So they could have gone with a do-over on that one.
That would, yeah.
Someone posted
cool.
Hypothetical moves for Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, I saw those like months ago.
You saw those like months ago?
Yeah, they are pretty good though. I like them.
I saw it this morning.
Yeah.
And I saw that there was a move inspired by Nuts and Bolts, and I got upset.
Yeah, there's like a move.
So there's that.
There's like a move where like Kazooie pulls the wrench out, and I'm like, you know what? Like, of all the things that would make sense.
Slowly putting my finger to their lips. Shh. It's okay. No need to fret now, little boy. Jordan, who did you want to be in Smash?
Well, there's a couple characters I can think of. I would have liked, within like the more realistic front, I would have liked Vati from The Legend of Zelda to be in.
Oh yeah, that would have been really cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think like he's pretty different from like the rest of the cast that's already in. Like he would maybe sort of be like Zelda, but Zelda's a pretty close range caster compared to Vati, who could do like more long range stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
I would have liked maybe Waddle Dee or Galacta Knight from Kirby to be in.
Waddle Dee would have been great.
Like the Bandana Dee from Return to Dreamland.
Yes.
Oh my god. Or, you know, what was that guy, big penguin guy's name?
King D.
No, the one that was, he was on the ship with, or he was on the ship, what was it called?
The Halberd?
The Halberd with, the Bandana D from Superstar.
I think you mean the eagle?
Was it an eagle? I thought it was a penguin.
You mean the one with the captain hat? That's an eagle.
Yeah.
That's an eagle, yeah.
That's an eagle?
Yes. Or some kind of bird, at least.
I want him in Smash. Get that motherfucker right in here.
But I didn't put any of those on the ballot. The 2 options that I put on the ballot are both Namco characters, because this game is being developed by Namco.
Okay.
The first was Klonoa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Klonoa would be great. I would have liked Klonoa.
That would have been good.
The same person that made the fake Rayman leak also made like fake art of Klonoa, and it looked really good, and I wish it was real. And then my complete like pie in the sky, never gonna happen character wish was Don Chan from Taiko Drum Master.
Oh wow, I thought you were going to say Crash Bandicoot.
No, I mean Crash Bandicoot was never really a Nintendo thing, so
no, that's true. Well, neither was Cloud.
I guess
neither
not.
was Snake.
Well,
actually, no. Snake was the Twin Snakes was on
Twin
GameCube.
Snakes was but Cloud.
Yeah, Cloud.
Cloud was in Kingdom Hearts on the Game Boy Advance, and also Theat Rhythm for the 3DS.
You could also say that like a Final Fantasy game. You could say a Final Fantasy game, and was it Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the one where you had to carry the thing all around with
That's
you,
the
and
one.
it had the annoying fucking mist that if you went out of the range of it would just hurt you.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. I liked that game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
It's pretty good.
It came out around
and-
the same time as like Four Swords, and it was kind of similar. It was good.
I really liked that game. It makes me sad that it was so hard to get people to play it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
everyone had to have a Game Boy Advance and a link cable.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that
Yeah.
shit. They couldn't just plug in 4 controllers. No, it had to be.
That's a... Yeah.
That was a bad time
Nintendo.
for video games.
It was.
Or at least those ones.
Wiki, big fucking mistakey.
Like, those games are still good, but the choice, like, the decision to, like, make it so you could only play it with Game Boy Advance link cables is just like, don't, please. I just want to use a controller.
I don't understand how it came to be that there was such a large amount of games that required you to have multiple link cables too.
Yeah, I know. God.
I mean, I guess it's not that many, but you'd figure that after their first one, they'd realize, actually, this is like a big, complete no, we cannot do this at all.
Yeah.
This is a fucking mess.
I would like to, because I feel like it was a underappreciated thing that I wrote, and it was a while ago. It was like when the Smash ballot opened. My ballot obviously was for Banjo and Kazooie, and maybe Jordan remembers, but my ballot said, and I quote, "Duck Hunt Duo is a pretender and needs to move over for the real Two Animal Crew."
I will be honest with you, Dex. I voted for Banjo-Kazooie for you. I didn't really have anybody I wanted to vote for, but I voted for Banjo-Kazooie just for you.
What did your ballot say?
It said...
Put him in.
It just said, put him in.
What, was it really?
It said something along the lines of, like, just put the motherfucker in already or something.
Oh.
I didn't
You're
really
probably the
care.
reason why he didn't get in. Like, wow, this
I
guy's
slammed
rude.
my head against the keyboard a couple times and it just fucking hit enter.
Banjo rides in.
So, you know, we've talked about one character who made it in and the characters we wanted to see in. Let's talk about
The other character
the
that made it
first
in.
character that came in.
Also known as Swordman 5.
No, it's more like Swordman 20. Fucking, and yet another fucking Fire Emblem character, because we were really hurting for Fire Emblem characters in Smash.
Honestly, I think it's a marketing move. I explained this earlier to you, but for the podcast, I will explain what I think, why I think that anyway. I think that is a marketing move because the whole reason Fire Emblem came over to the West was because of Smash Melee.
Yeah.
Everybody was wondering who the fuck Marth
Who the
and
hell's
Roy
Marth
were.
and Roy were, yeah.
I mean, like, they speak in Japanese in their taunts, and everybody was like, why? What is this?
Yeah.
But they brought them over because of that, and I think Nintendo is just doing this, trying to do the same thing and make it like, hey, look at this character before the game comes out, you can play as him, he has these cool moves, enjoy
But it's already
him.
out in Japan.
Yeah,
It is already out in Japan, but it's not out in the West.
So it's like a marketing move for the rest of the world, basically.
Exactly.
But Nintendo doesn't do that.
I
Like,
guess.
Nintendo of Japan only cares about Nintendo of Japan is the thing.
I guess. Yeah.
I guess, you could say that.
I think the reason they did it is just that Sakurai loves Fire Emblem, and also they already had Thin Anime Man as like a rig. They probably didn't even have to change the face from Robin.
Yeah,
So I think they
didn't
just did it because it was easy.
Didn't look a lot different from Robin.
No, and it also looked bad. It's a bad model.
And like it has that fucking ridiculous reach as well. I thought that looked like too much. I don't know about you guys, but I was looking at like how far away you could be from someone to hit him, and I was like, that's too far.
It's like the long range poke of long range pokes.
Yeah.
In the fighting game world, it's called footsies, but does footsies matter in Smash?
I don't.
Jordan?
Yeah, but it's more like footsies is more like in Smash Bros. It's more like a zoning thing. Like footsies and positioning really go hand in hand in Smash, so it's kind of a blurred line.
Not like it is in like Street Fighter, where it's like that's the entirety of the fucking game is footsies.
Yeah. No, it's not really like that.
Okay. I'm not up to the competitive fighting game scene, and I know you are kind of?
I watch it, but I'm not like really super invested into it.
Remember that time? I forget what his name was, but he like perfect KO'd some kid in the first round. Like an 11-year-old kid who went to the tournament, and he just PKO'd him 3 times in a row.
That's rough.
Why would
it was really rough.
Why would you do that? That's
and the announcers are like, "Come on, you can't do that. You can't do that." and the guy starts popping off and shit about beating the shit out of an 11-year-old kid.
Yeah, that's totally something you need to celebrate about. Definitely.
Like it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, man.
You can see the exact moment all of the enthusiasm left the kid's face.
That's rough.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
I don't know why
really
you brought this up. Like, you thought of the fighting, of like competitive fighting games, and this is the first thought that popped into your head with some jerk like just dunking the hell out of a kid.
That and the infamous Street Fighter Dago moment where he blocked that Chun-Li attack and then just fucking reversed it around.
Mm-hmm. He lost that set.
He did lose that set, but boy, did he win the war.
Yeah. It's the other way around. He won the battle.
There's also that, I think it was a more recent thing where someone basically like put their controller down and started celebrating before they won.
Yeah.
And then lost because of it, and that was a Guilty Gear Xrd.
That was the grand finals, I think, for Guilty Gear Xrd at EVO this year. And then at the grand finals for Street Fighter, like in the last match, I think someone's controller stopped working, and they in this room where there were hundreds of people watching, and no one had a spare fight stick to give him.
That's just
I don't want that fucker to use my fight stick. Oh my god.
It's a rough world in the competitive esports world of fighting games.
Yeah.
The competitive, at least it isn't MOBAs. MOBA esports is basically like looking down into the abyss, and then just like a gnarly tentacle just comes out and goes, "Come into my lair."
I'd like to go on record as saying, fuck MOBAs. They're bad. And people shouldn't play them.
I think they're fun every once in a while, but people take them way too seriously.
Yeah,
this is me when I'm playing a MOBA. I ask nicely if you can do things. My friend, when he's playing a MOBA, screaming. Just in parentheses, the word screaming.
I think we talked about this last episode.
Did we?
Yeah, I think we talked about this exact thing, about how you
did talk about someone screaming, I think.
We talked about how Vile is really polite in MOBAs, like probably the most polite MOBA player, and how his friend just is an asshole when he plays MOBAs. I'm
like... My friend is an asshole when he plays MOBAs, and I'm like the exact opposite. Like, I'm encouraging. Someone goes like, "Oh man, I suck at this game." I go, "No, everybody just starts out doing bad. You'll get better, I promise, man. You can do it." Stuff like that.
I enjoy a good MOBA every once in a while. And it's not even when people get like super angry that it bothers me. It's that when people start becoming like really like defeatist, but in like a salty way, that's when it gets to me. That's when I get upset.
I don't like when people yell at me for not buying the right items. I'm like, I don't fucking know what I'm fucking doing. Stop yelling at me for not buying boots.
You gotta min-max these boots. Ramus, what should we buy?
Boots. You buy the wrong boots, and then your teammate goes, "Your boot too big for ye goddamn feet."
But where does Medusa put her boots?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
Oh.
Anyway.
This wasn't like a joke. It was just me saying.
On her tail, she just gets double the value.
She just puts one on the very end of her tail and like flicks it around.
Yeah.
God bless you, Medusa.
Anyway, let's go.
Get it? Because she's a god.
I guess let's talk about Kojima now.
I mean, there's also Cloud, I guess.
There's also Cloud.
Also Cloud, which...
Cloud is out now. You can buy him now on your Wii U or 3DS.
Or both.
Cloud, from the famous fighting game, Eherges.
No, he's from Kingdom Hearts, you dummy.
Yeah, he's from he's from Dissidia, don't...
He was in Advent Children, and then Final Fantasy VII spun off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was always wondered why Final Fantasy VII takes place before Advent Children. It's a prequel.
It's like how, you know how the first Rambo movie is called First Blood, and then the second one is called Rambo 2? That's what it's like. That's what it's like with Rambo 2 First Blood. Oh no, it's called Rambo First Blood Part 2. That's what it's like with Advent Children and Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
As someone who has seen Final Fantasy Advent Children, I still don't fucking understand what geostigma is. It's just the disease.
No, geostigma is when you're prejudiced against certain types of dirt.
Nice. Nice.
Personally, I love the sequel to Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core.
Personally, I like the actual sequel to Final Fantasy VII, Surge of Cerberus.
Do you mean Dirge of Cerberus?
Yep. Did I say Dirge of...
You said Surge of Cerberus.
I slipped, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
In all honesty, I have never played Final Fantasy VII. I did play a StarCraft custom map that was made to represent Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, how did that go?
It was pretty okay. It was programmed well. Back in the early days, or the late days of StarCraft, there was these people who would use the map editor to just do the most crazy things with it.
Like make MOBAs.
There are people who made, like, interactive stories with it, and people who made the entirety of Final Fantasy VII in StarCraft form.
Wow.
It was actually pretty cool.
I have played some of the first disc. I got past... I always forget the name of it. There's that corporation that you fucking...
Shinra?
Yeah, I got past that. Got past the infiltrating the Shinra. Because I was playing the fan translation that was recently finished, so I was like, hey, I've never played FF7, and I should probably check that out. And it's pretty good. I like the part where you fight a house. That's
pretty good. No, it's not a house it's like a mimic. It's a house mimic. Okay,
it's a house.
It's not silly. Okay, it's real serious and respectable.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But the only time...
Especially that part where he conjures up the fucking motorcycle out of nowhere, like...
Did you get to the snowboarding minigame?
Not yet. Can't wait to play that in HD.
The only time I've ever played anything that was Final Fantasy VII related was actually Eherges. God Bless the Ring.
What the hell is that?
It's a PS1 fighting game.
It's a PS1 fighting game where the selling point was basically Sephiroth, Cloud, and Tifa who were in the game.
Okay.
And playing as Cloud or Sephiroth or Tifa was just extremely overpowered because they could just use swords.
Tifa doesn't use swords.
Eherges, God Bless the Ring.
Like Eherges?
Ehrgeiz.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think isn't it pronounced Ehrgeiz? That's what I always thought.
I thought it was Eherges.
That sounds wrong. I think what Jordan said sounds more right. More correct.
Let's Google it,
Because
baby!
I always figured it was like a German thing.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think it actually means anything in German, but it's supposed to sound German.
It's German for ambition.
Oh, okay.
Which... Ehrgeiz. Yeah. God bless the ring. It was a 3D fighting game. Yeah. Did you say Ehrgeiz?
Ehrgeiz, yes.
That is what
Yes, and I said Ehrgeiz.
Yeah.
That's what I called it as a kid. It stuck. I didn't know German as a kid.
Well, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's Ehrgeiz now.
So Cloud's in.
Cloud's in, Sephiroth's in.
No, he's not.
And Sephiroth, everyone's favorite fighting female, Tifa.
No,
She's
it's
not
just
in either.
Cloud.
It's just...
Oh, we're talking about Smash
Yeah,
now?
we're
I thought we were still talking about Ehrgeiz.
Let's
okay.
talk about Smash, man. Keep up.
My first
Look.
ever experience with Final Fantasy VII was I saw an AMV that took footage from Advent Children from the assault on Midgar, and it said it to Johnny, we hardly knew you by the Dropkick Murphys.
I definitely saw, I think probably my first exposure to FF7 was also an AMV. And I think my first exposure to One Winged Angel was probably in a Flash cartoon somewhere.
Nice.
Well, yeah, probably.
I didn't
Oh
play
my
Final
God.
Fantasy VII until I was like 14, because my first Final Fantasy game was 10 when I was 12, and I didn't like it. Then my friend was like, no, you gotta play these ones. I was like, alright. And then I played 7, and I was like, okay, this, I like it a little more, I guess. And then I played 9, and I really like that one.
That's good.
My first Final Fantasy that I played was actually Final Fantasy X-2.
That's an okay game.
Yeah.
It is, I love it. I think it's great. I like the Dress Sphere system. It's me. I think it's fucking amazing.
My first Final Fantasy may have actually been Crystal Chronicles.
Really?
Mm.
I'm trying to remember... What was that game that they released the... It was another Square Enix game, and it was really, really, like, everyone passed over it. Because it had a really shitty battle system, and it had, like, a trailer and everything for Final Fantasy X-2 in it.
For the PS2,
It was the PS2. Yeah, hold on, I gotta find this out. Because I think we need to touch on this real fast.
Okay.
Because that game, on its own, was fucking wild. It was like...
I'm going a mile a minute trying to think of what you're talking about.
It was like... the battle system, instead of, like, being you picked what to do, you had to spin a roulette wheel.
Oh.
Is that Shadow? It's not Shadow Hearts, is it?
I don't think
I don't think Shadow Hearts is a Square Enix game.
Final Fantasy, The Four Heroes of Light.
Do you have any idea, like even just like a vague idea of what it was called?
No, I have no idea. Hold on.
It wasn't Unlimited Saga, was it?
Unlimited Saga.
I think it was Unlimited Saga.
Yeah, that's Unlimited. It's Unlimited Saga.
Do you want to know how I found it? I literally typed
How?
in RPG Battle System Roulette Wheel.
It's a fucking wild ride, man.
That game's good though.
Unlimited Saga?
Yeah, Saga's a good series. I actually haven't played that one. I'm lying. I've played one of the other Saga games, and that is good.
All I know is that I got to, like, the part where I first started playing the game, and you could pick, like, 8 different characters. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This is so cool. And then, like, I got to the part where I did the battle system, and I was like, man, I'm, like, 11. I don't even do all this shit.
I've actually played very few Final Fantasy games. I realized this like a few months ago. I've never finished an RPG ever.
Not even a Pokemon?
Oh, I finished Pokemon, but like aside from that, nothing. Nada.
A lot of people have that problem, surprisingly. It has to do with, like, you get a certain amount of hours and you just go, yeah, it's enough.
Yeah,
I think it's a pacing problem. Like, when you're playing an RPG, especially if you're not like particularly good at it, there can be so much time between story beats that you just lose interest, especially if you don't like the battle system.
You know what a great lesson in that for me was? Persona 1. Everyone was raving about Persona 3 back in the good old year of, like, 2005, 6?
Might have been
2007, I want to say.
2007. And so I was like, alright, I'm gonna pick up, let me see when it came out. I'm gonna pick up Persona 1 for the PSP. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 1. And let me tell you, my friendos, I got 200 hours into the game. Maybe 300 by then, I can't remember exactly. I wasn't even a quarter way through the game, because the grinding was just intense.
Yeah.
It was an actual problem.
That does sound like a problem.
When people try to tell you that Persona jumped the shark with 3, don't listen to them. They're lying to you.
I'm trying to find exactly when Persona, the PSP one came out, because I got it and I was like, oh yeah, I get to finally play a Persona game and it's portable so I can take it wherever. And
I think we should probably veer back to the topic of Cloud and Smash Brothers.
No, this is good.
We will after Cloud finishes the story.
Okay.
But I remember playing it for 200, 300 hours or some shit like that. And it was just so much fucking grind that it had little to no payoff. It was the worst.
And it's not even like the combat in Persona is inherently satisfying or anything.
No, it isn't.
It's like it's fine, but if you have to keep doing it without like any meaningful challenge or new elements added to it every once in a while, it's just nothing.
And for me, it was sometimes the battle system, or I just don't know if I wasn't getting part of the battle system at all, but it was centered around there were enemies that you can talk to or do different things to, and that you can convince them to join you as, monsters that you can fuse into personas.
Yes.
Now, all of the monsters were so different that the same type of monster you could flirt with once and they'd really like it, or you could flirt with another one and they would enrage and do a shit ton more damage. And I'd just sit there and put my head down and go, no. What does this have to happen to me?
RPGs,
anyway,
sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not.
They ain't.
And I can confirm that my friend who got me into Persona 3 the other day came over to my house for the first time in years, and he saw my box of Persona 1 and said, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Wow. Great.
And I was like, I did this for you, man.
So, Jordan, have you actually played with Cloud yet, or is that
no? Because I was still installing updates before we started.
No, dang. Can't get up to the minute hot take on is that a good thing or not.
I hear he's pretty fun.
I'm a big fan of the Midgar stage. I think that looks pretty cool.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Also, all the summons being in, that's also a nice touch.
Mm-hmm. Except for like the 3 nights, because the summon animation would be too long.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's all we really need to say about that.
I will finish with this thought. I'm glad that even though they put the Advent Children Cloud costume in the game, I'm glad they also put the version in where he doesn't have the one sleeve, because that's the only thing I don't like about that costume other than the sword.
Nice.
Because I am all about turtleneck sweaters with a zipper. That is good.
Nice, yeah.
That is that kind of thing I like.
That's your aesthetic?
Yeah.
I'm glad we discovered your aesthetic.
I have worn those in the past because I want to be like my hero Cloud.
Yeah. I think we really secretly inside we all want to be like Cloud.
We all want a mosey.
Yeah. We all got a mosey.
Anyway, next topic is...
Kojima. Hideo Kojima.
After years of being confined in the basements of Konami, Kojima rises
once
like
again.
a phoenix from the ashes.
A martyr with nothing to lose.
He looks like... rises like a man who's been in a coma for 9 years.
So I actually know very little about this. All I know is that Sony bought or now owns Kojima Productions.
I am completely up to snuff on this matter.
Okay.
So
all right, Jordan, hit us up.
So it started out with an article coming out in a Japanese magazine. I want to say it's Dengeki, but it might be something else. But
Okay.
the magazine is basically the Japanese equivalent of the Wall Street Journal. So, like, even though they leak stuff sometimes, but they're always legit. Like, if they publish an article, there's like a 99% chance it's real.
Okay.
And what came out of that article is that Kojima was released from Konami. His contract was finally up. And he started his own studio, and there was something going on with Sony. And initially it wasn't clear what, because there wasn't a proper translation coming out. At first it seemed like he was in talks with Sony to start a studio with them. Then it seems like they were just in talks with Sony about maybe partial exclusivity.
Yeah.
And then that was yesterday when we're recording this. And now today, Sony put up a video that was one of their executives, Andrew House, announcing that they were going to be working with Kojima's new studio, which is Kojima Productions, which is not the same studio as it was in Konami. It's a new studio under the same name.
Okay.
And they're going to be bringing his new game exclusively to the PS4 for a time. And then afterwards it's going to come to a PC and maybe mobile platforms, but probably never to the Xbox One and the Nintendo platforms.
Ooh. Now that's interesting.
Yeah. And Kojima showed up on the video and he had a mustache and beard.
That's very interesting that they've basically given a big middle finger to Microsoft.
They deserve it.
I mean, that was probably because the thing is, right? Consoles don't compete with PC because
if it's gonna come to PC, then I guess that's good enough for the Microsoft.
Basically, it's the clause is it will be console exclusive forever and entirely exclusive for a limited time.
Okay.
Yes.
So
what I was going to say is yes, consoles do not really compete with PC. Therefore, a lot of the people who were exclusively putting games out on consoles have fucking just realized recently that putting games on the PC is another source of income and very profitable. Guilty Gear games are on Steam now. God bless the ring.
Yeah.
Air Gear is what that would be.
Air Gear, yeah. God bless the sign.
God bless the regalia. All right, carry on.
Dynasty Warrior games are coming on Steam.
Sort of.
Even though shame on you, Koei, for giving us these awful fucking ports. Giving us ports of Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends with PS3 graphics and the online capabilities ripped out of them. How dare you?
There are even Halo games on Steam, but not the ones anyone wants to play.
Who wants to actually play a Halo game?
I think it's funny that Sony is more supportive about like PS4 and PC sort of like simul releases and like cross connectivity than Microsoft is with their console.
That's baffling.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's Microsoft and Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's what Jordan's getting at.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can see it with the Wii U. Nintendo has not ever entered the computer area.
Except for when they released Mario Teaches Typing.
Mario Teaches Typing was a godsend, and don't you dare talk shit about it.
I wasn't gonna.
Good. You know what is a game? I gotta touch on this real fast, because it reminds me of Mario Teaches Typing. You know, it's a game that I always wanted to play, but was always rented at my Blockbuster when I was a kid.
What was it?
Mario is Missing.
Dang,
Damn,
son.
you really missed out.
And doesn't that game play exactly like Mario Teaches Typing? Not Mario Teaches Typing, but Mario and the Time Machine or some shit?
Those games are, like, nearly identical.
Yeah.
And they're both awful.
I'm kind of glad.
We can't keep veering off topic like this.
More like that game was missing. It's fun.
So what...
As we were saying, bringing it back to the PC thing, Koei is releasing Dynasty Warriors.
No, this isn't even the fucking topic we started on. You can't, like, fractally go back before we're back at Kojima. You gotta just jump back from off topic back to Kojima.
What happened to you saying this is your podcast?
I'm not doing a podcast like this. I'm taking over.
Okay. So, let's
This is another VLDL JordanCast.
Look, I was gonna go back to fucking.
I don't want to go with any part of anything that's called JortCast. I'm sorry.
JortsCast. I was going to go back to fucking Kojima. Just let it happen.
Oh my god.
So Koei is releasing PC ports for their games now. A lot of games are releasing PC ports. It's becoming a more and more popular and standard thing, which is good because Steam is becoming a unified platform. God bless Gabe Newell and The Ring.
Now, if only it was good.
Steam is basically fucking bloatware, and I hate to admit that, but god damn it, man. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because the fact that Kojima and PlayStation are so willing to put games up on there is because I think they realize that if you're going to make a game and you have this console, the PS4, and you have a system that does not compete with the PS4, then if it doesn't cost like shit tons of money to make a port for it, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, as a PC gamer, it is amazing. It is truly an era.
What a time to be alive.
And if a game is a timed exclusive for a console, like everyone who's going to buy it for the PS4 will have already bought it anyway once the PC version comes out. So It really is just in every way imaginable a win-win.
As I said, unless it costs a shit ton to make a port, which I have no idea about the logistics of that. I'm not going to pretend to know the logistics of that. All I know is that Dark Souls 1's PC port, the netplay ate a big donkey do, and I am still upset about that, because me and Dex still can't fucking play that game together.
No, that ain't happening.
We tried it just recently.
Yeah, we did.
Games for Windows Live patch removal didn't help.
Didn't do diddly squat. God damn it.
But you win some, you lose some.
It's all a game to me. All the same to me. Excuse me. So, basically, I guess that this kind of means that, like, Metal Gear Solid as a series is basically dead. Because I really cannot see Konami making more of those, I guess.
With how out of touch they are, I think they're going to try.
You think?
I think they'll try. I think that they are going... I'm going to put in... Hold on, I gotta... Vile Moon's future predictions.
Okay.
And, I'm going to predict that they will try to make a game, capture that Kojima magic, one more time, because did Metal Gear Solid 5 sell well?
Yes.
It sold well? Okay.
It probably hasn't broken even yet.
I think that they will try to keep going, because that's the way corporations go. They go, we made money on it, let's do it again. I think they'll keep going. I think that it will be a fantastic flop. It will be wrong in such a way that it will just be schadenfreude. And life will go on. That's my prediction of this podcast. There we go. I hope you like this new segment.
I don't think they're going to do it. with just how fast Konami has been jettisoning themselves out of the video game industry.
Yeah, that's
and just how much they've shown that they only care about not just profit, but their profit margins. They don't want to make any video games anymore except for Winning 11, just because those are so easy to make and make such a huge profit.
Pachinko.
Yeah,
God damn you, Pachinko. Pull the lever!
Pull the lever!
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't really... I think Metal Gear and all your favorite series, Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill and...
Rocket Knight.
Rocket Knight, rest in peace, my friend.
Oh, it's Fuckster. I'm so sorry, man. It was supposed to be like this.
I think all those series are dead, unless they are coming back at some point as a pachinko machine. Which I think has actually already happened.
For most of them.
For Silent Hill, yes.
Yeah, for Silent Hill pachinko.
And you know what? I think that's alright. Metal Gear Solid has had like 20 games. Silent Hill has had like 10, and most of them weren't good. The people who worked on Silent Hill went on to make other horror games that were also good.
Yeah.
The galaxy is at peace.
Honestly, I think what Kojima could do right now is turn around, make Silent Hills, but without
I think that's kind
the
of...
Silent Hill... without the Silent Hill name attached to it,
I think that is
and just change a few things around, and it would just be sitting on a throne of money and printing money.
I think that is actually like what he's going to do, because I think pretty sure Kojima and Del Toro have both gone on record saying, well, Silent Hills fell through, but we still really want to work together, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be a thing.
I would think that it would depend on whether or not the design documents and stuff for the game are under massive protection by Konami.
They'll probably just start over and do like something completely new in the spirit of Silent Hills.
Yeah, I could see that.
There was an interview where they said that that Silent Hills was not the game they were making. But that language is so specific that it could mean we're not making Silent Hills the Konami IP, or they're not making a game like that at all, and we don't really know.
No, there's no way. Ain't no way we're gonna know. We're never gonna know. And the game, whatever it was gonna be, it's not coming out. Let go. Good lord, some people are still clinging on.
But you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say that, you know what? This is a happy ending for Kojima,
yeah,
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
He is free from the clutches of the corporation, from the man who is trying to keep him down.
I'm happy for him.
I am happy for him as well. I hope that whatever his future endeavors are, whatever games he makes, I hope it all goes well for him.
Mm-hmm.
See you, Space Cowboy.
He's gonna carry that weight.
Jordan, what do you think about this?
I'm glad. There has barely ever been a Kojima game that I didn't like. But he's always had to work under the restrictions that Konami put upon him. He always had to make Metal Gear Solid games, and only when there was like scraps of budget left could he do something else. And I think all of his games that weren't Metal Gear Solid were the ones that were most interesting. Even though Metal Gear Solid were also interesting games, but that's just because you could tell that there was someone desperately trying to make something else, just because there's so much weird stuff in every Metal Gear Solid that it feels like someone just flailing trying to get out of their constraints, especially Metal Gear Solid 5. And now he finally doesn't have those constraints anymore, and he can make whatever video jam he wants. I'm looking forward to it.
Except for Zone of the Enders.
He can just make Zone of the Beginners.
Yeah, probably.
He's got Del Toro. Del Toro was the Pacific Rim director, right?
Oh shit, yeah.
It makes too much sense.
Honestly,
yeah.
He could just make the cockpits and the titties then. Or because it was in it was an actual cockpit, or is that not Zone of the Enders?
What?
Isn't Zone of the Enders the mech game where the cockpit is legitimately a dick?
No.
What game is that? Like, where the cockpit was literally between the legs. It was a cockpit.
The only thing that's coming to mind is MGS5, where there's a big mech that's got a big gun for a dick.
Sahelanthropus, you fucking weapon.
Okay, I don't know the name of it, and I also don't care, thank you.
No problem. Anyway, someone will point that out, but there is, I'm pretty sure it's one of the enders where the cockpit is literally between the legs, and in the new game, it can be in the chest. It can be...
That's where they were in Pacific Rim, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there was.
Really?
Yeah, they were in the middle. Oh, man. Thinking
Stuck
about
in the middle
Kojima and Del Toro working on a big, stupid mech game together makes me excited. Because Pacific Rim is the jam.
Remember that moment in Pacific Rim where they were like, let's use the sword we've had this whole time?
Everyone talks about like how silly that is. I'm like, no, but it's cool. Shut up.
It is, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, Dex. It's really cool. But, like, they just go, no, we have one more option. Sword, engaged. And it's just, like, the best weapon they fucking have.
Yeah.
And it's like, why didn't you just choose that the whole time?
Because it's, I've told you this before, I'm sure. It's because it's the plot-specific moment. And if they used it at any other point, it would have just been like...
So it's Deus Ex Machina.
No, it's not Deus Ex Machina. It was like... If they'd used the sword before, it would have lost all its impact when they killed the thing with it.
But then the problem is they should have given a better reason for why they didn't use the sword before.
Yeah,
I feel like there is a reason that they say they don't use it, but maybe not.
The whole reason they used the sword in the first place is because it was their last resort. It was the Deus Ex Machina that saved them from the situation.
But that wasn't the only situation.
Because they were getting carried into space.
That wasn't the only situation in that movie where they were in a life or death struggle, so that's just ridiculous. For the rest of the movie, the sword might as well not be there.
Yeah, it's only used that one moment, in that one situation, to get them out of it.
It's like the part in Star Wars Episode 7 where Darth Vader, after he is resurrected, I don't know where I'm gonna take this.
No, yeah.
Right before he's about to get killed by Qui-Gon Jinn, he pulls out the Emperor's dead body as a last resort weapon and channels the Force through it to knock Qui-Gon Jinn over the Death Star, except the A in star is a 4, because it's the fourth one.
I just want to point a few things out real fast. For anybody who has, I feel like I should say this, and we should do this next episode, because, is Star Wars coming out before the next episode?
Thursday, I think.
Tomorrow.
Thursday? Okay. For anybody who knows about, the expanded Star Wars canon, that is now rendered, as in the eyes of Lucas, non-canon now?
Well, in the eyes of Disney.
In the eyes of Disney, yes. If you have any ridiculous information about the expanded canon, please email me at vilemoonx@hotmail.com. I am very interested in this, and I will read them all out next episode, because there are some shit that I know, like, did you know that in the expanded canon, that, Emperor Palpatine was cloned over and over and over into an army of Jedi, or Sith Lord clones?
What? That's
Did you know that Luke Skywalker turns to the dark side of the Force?
I think I did know that, yeah.
Did you know that Leia and Han's son is, like, a shithead? I forget exactly what it is about him, but...
Here's what I want to know. In the cartoon, right? Like the 3D animated series?
Yeah.
Anakin
has an apprentice, which is the lady with the, sort of with the pharaoh hair thing going on?
Yeah. Ashaka or Asuka Langley Shorter.
I think, yeah.
And
it's like, where does that fit in between the movies? Like, when does he have time to teach her? Because he looks like Episode 3 Anakin whenever he's with her. And it's like, does that fit in between 2 and 3? Because that doesn't really make sense.
There's a lot of shit.
And then where did she go?
Where did she come from? Where did she go? There's a lot of stuff that's like attached to the prequels that Anakin is supposed to have done. But like when you watch the movies and then you look at this other stuff that's like been tacked on afterwards, you're like, bullshit. You didn't have fucking time to do all that stuff.
I did always think it was super weird that there were, like, between the three prequel movies, like, so much time passes between every one of them. It's so strange.
I just realized I've never seen a legit copy of Star Wars Episode 3. I only have the theater DVD, or the theater rip from when it first came out, and I've never seen it ever again.
You can have my copy.
I've never seen a Star Wars.
You've never seen a Star Wars?
No, the closest I've gotten is I've watched those, like, reviews of the first three, of the prequels.
Oh, man.
And that's it.
Special guest star.
Wars.
I've seen them all.
My cat.
I've seen all the Star Wars movies.
Pip, how are you?
I'm glad.
I'm glad you're doing good. Do you want to be part of my podcast? What a precious little baby you are.
I love your cat. I love Pib.
He is a bundle of joy.
Thank you, Pib.
Thank you, Pib, for that hot take on Star Wars Episode 7.
I have, in fact, seen all the Star Wars movies. All of them. I even think... I've watched them all one after the other in, like, a long, like, week-long marathon thing during university.
First time I saw Star Wars was Episode 4. Yeah, Star Wars Episode 4. And it was when I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And it was also the first time I tried vodka.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad was like, "Here, try this. It tastes like battery acid." And I'm like,
"Cool, Dad."
All right.
Hi,
all
Dad.
right.
Is that a challenge?
After I drank it, I can say that it did taste like battery acid, but I was totally charged for the rest of the day.
Wow.
Here's a fun story.
Okay.
When Episode 3 came out, I had a couple friends. This was like, I guess, in middle school still, like the end of middle school.
Yeah.
I had a couple friends who were like pretty big into the movies, and I was also like, I had Star Wars toys just because that's what you did when you were a kid around the time the prequels came out. Yeah. But I never saw them, and they were like, "Wow, Star Wars 3, it exists." And I was like, "Man, that's cool. I wonder when they're gonna make Star Wars 4." And he was like, "No, man, they already made Star Wars 4 through 6." And I was like, "What? So are those like in black and white?" That's the whole story. I just like looking back. I think it's really funny that I was under the impression that Star Wars, they were like these silent movies, and everyone had like the curly mustaches.
Yeah.
How did Lucas know that he was going to make, not only that he was going to make 1 through 3, but he was going to make 4 through 6, and it wouldn't just fucking flop?
He was just hoping he would. He was just gonna.
I don't think he did. Like, I think he just called them Episode 4 to 6.
Just to fuck with people.
Well, they weren't called that at first. Star Wars was just called Star Wars. It wasn't even called A New Hope at the time.
It was just Star Wars. Yeah, it was just Star Wars. And then they tacked the episodes on, like, later on.
Yeah.
Anyway, we weren't even supposed to talk about Star Wars, but
that's just the way it goes, man.
Tomorrow.
But it is coming out tomorrow, so, as I said, anybody who wants to send me expanded universe
email via expanded universe facts, and we will read them out tomorrow after we've probably both seen Episode 7.
I'm not going to go see it, actually.
Oh, you are?
No, I am not. I think Star Wars is...
I will have seen it.
I think that the new Star Wars movies are not very good, but I will probably look up the plot afterwards and then watch it once it's on home video.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. I'll wait until I can get it video on demand, and then I'll watch it.
Alright.
Anyway, email me expanded universe factoids at vilemoonx@hotmail.com. Please make your email header Star Wars or something like that, so I know to not just delete it because it's spam. I get a lot of spam emails these days that are like, "Hey baby, you want some fuck?" I've got wet pinties.
What was that
Crazy.
one where they kept saying, please?
Please, baby, pulse. It was crazy at. It was supposed to be anal, but the first A was an at. It was crazy at null request, and it was just the message header or the message body was just babe pulls babe pulls. I feel like I feel like it was just begging me to open it, like literally just please
open this.
Please open me just for once, you fucking sack of shit.
Leah did, right?
Yes, of course.
Nice. I would have looked at it.
I'm not. I just took its begging and went. Anyway. We've been doing this.
I can't believe Kojima's making the new Star Wars game, man.
I can't believe it. It's gonna be great.
I can't believe the new Battlefront game only has like 5 fucking maps and sucks ass. Anyway. I'm not gonna say any more than that. I'm just gonna say fuck the new Battlefront.
More like Battle Upfront.
Scathing.
More like EA shitting on my childhood once more.
You can't spell George Lucas without EA.
That's true. Yeah,
that's
I had
true.
to think
You're
about
right.
that for a second. I was like,
yeah,
wait.
Same.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we've talked...
Gorg. Gorg, Lucs.
We've talked enough about Star Wars and Final Fantasy and whatever the hell else it was we talked about. Smash.
Is there anything else that anybody wants to say before we end this?
Yes, we're going to talk to Jordan. That's the reason we brought Jordan on this podcast. This podcast about Let's Play.
Oh yeah.
It was.
We're about video games, not about Let's Play.
We talked about Let's Play last time.
Anyway, Jordan.
Yeah.
So why did you get into Let's Play?
Alright, so it all started with Star Wars. Do you remember the part when Darth Plagueis comes out? And he says like, I gotta take a violent shit. No, alright. So it all started like, I don't know, maybe like 6-7 years ago. When I had a friend who I looked up to a lot.
Yeah.
And he did Let's Plays, and I thought they were super funny. And I thought, you know what? I'm never gonna be as funny as this guy, but I'm gonna at least try. I want a good talk over video games. So I did, and I bought like some really bad, like $15, little like video capture device that you plug like directly into the computer, and then the cables come out of it. And it was bad. And it was like, you know, I bumbled around with that for a while, and after a while I was like, you know, these videos, they're just not up to snuff, and I knew the one place that I could go to make my videos better was thesomethingawful.com.
Dang.
So I wiped my slate clean, and I started off with a new LP at the time, and I was like, I'm here and I'm gonna get better at this LP business. And you know, at first I just did LPs because it was a thing that my friend did and I thought it looked fun. And after a while, you know, I started doing it with Aqualix because he's like the oldest internet friend that I've still got.
Yeah.
Who?
Thank you.
God.
I'm sorry, I have to do it every time, Jordan. Should I explain that or just...
No. I mean, probably. Go ahead.
So, and every time Jordan mentions Aqualix, who is his co-commentator, I just say, who? That's the whole joke.
Because the first time it happened, you actually said who.
The first 2 times, I think, it was real.
And it was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Well, because also, like, at one point Val made a confession to me, and he was like, I have really bad memory, you gotta stop cyberbullying me about this.
Yes, I have, you can ask Dex. Dex, do I have really bad memory?
You do have, like, the worst memory of anyone that I know.
So
anyway,
so Val said that to me. So after that, every time he would make this joke, I wouldn't say anything about it because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. So like I just kept explaining to him, Aquelix is the guy I do all the LPs with over and over again.
While you're an asshole.
And then I just tell him, you know, I'm fucking with you about this Aquelix thing, right?
God, you're such a fucking dick.
You were just having a giggle the whole time.
I do have bad memory, but not about jokes. I remember, like, the exact wording of a joke I found was extremely funny, like, years after I say it.
Well, that's because you only say a funny joke every 2 years, so...
Yeah, so it works out.
God damn, I just got hardcore.
Anyway,
iceberg.
Back to what Jordan was saying before I interrupted with his funny joke.
The one you get to use for 2 years, so I hope it was worth it.
That's it now, no more.
No, pal, you know I love your jokes. Every single one.
That's a
except for when they're about, like... your cysts in bad places.
Oh, God. Can we not? Can we please? Please not.
No, but so, long story short, or the first half of this story short, at first I did LPs just because it looked fun and I wanted to do them. But so, my first LP on Something Awful was sometime in 2011, and that's more than 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
And as time has passed, Aquelix has become more and more busy, and I have become less and less busy, and it's become really difficult to stay in touch with him. Like we don't really talk much except for when we're talking about LP stuff, which is a shame. And at this point, the reason I'm doing LPs more than anything is because it's a really good and consistent way to stay in touch with one of my oldest internet friends.
I know how this feels because for a long time, Dex and me were like that when he was working. And it was, I think you did that for like 4 or 5 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jordan can vouch for me when I say this. I went to Jordan more than a few times and said, I don't know if I can keep up with this because I only talk to Dex when we're doing LP stuff. And it's like, we never just sit down and hang out anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I literally didn't have the time, and we'd started an LP before I got the job, and so it was like, well, I gotta keep it going. So it was like, yeah.
Banjo literally almost destroyed a friendship. Fuck you guys. No, it wouldn't have destroyed my friendship for you, Dex. You know I love you.
It's all good.
You know I would come over there and give you a big hug.
We worked it all out in the end, so it's fine.
Yes. Anyway. So... I totally forgot you were the LP mod.
I am.
I forgot. I just now remembered. I was like, wait. He's the mod.
Yeah, he's gonna...
What made you remember?
I just thought I'm gonna have Jordan close my thread.
Oh.
He's gonna change our thread title when our new LP go. Not when it goes up, but like once we move on from one game to the next, he's gonna change the title. And I will share.
Oh shit! You can do that?
Yeah, you can do that. And,
that's some magic, dude.
And I will let you know what he's gonna change it to later. Because it's good.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. No, hold on.
Now you are.
Now I am.
Okay.
The way I dragged Aquelix into it was nuts.
Okay.
Because at the time I didn't even know him that well. Like we met each other on like a forum, and we had each other on MSN. And we talked like a couple of times, but we were basically still very loose acquaintances. But like I was doing videos and he was doing videos, and I was like, I wanted to start doing LPs with someone else, because at the time I was just doing them by my lonesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, do you want to like do a thing together maybe? Because I know you like doing stuff and I like doing stuff. Why don't you give it a try? And it was super awkward at first, but at the end we became the bestest of web buddies.
Nice.
That is very similar to me and Dex.
No. Kind of.
A little bit.
Because we were friends before.
No, I meant like way before, like when we first met.
Oh, when we first met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've already told that story. We've already told it.
Yeah. We met,
anyway.
We met on Halo 2.
That's
the story. we met on Halo 2, and then we made some stupid videos together in Halo 2, and then that graduated from that to...
Next time we stream, we should show some of those videos.
No, we really should not. We should never show those to anyone.
Well, I mean, not all of them, but we should carefully go through and see if there's any that aren't absolute fucking garbage.
If we're gonna do that, what I'm gonna have to do is like go through those carefully and like pick all the fucking awful parts out.
Like actually download them and edit them.
Yeah.
I admire that you guys even showed those to me. Like, all my old LP videos are gone. Not even my first Something Awful LP isn't even on the internet anymore, because I just didn't like it at all.
Those my first videos are still on YouTube, and they are still on my account. They're still on my channel. They're just hidden from the public eye, and I let Jordan. Me, Jordan, and Dex sat down and watched them, I think, like, last year. And I remember just sitting there shaking my head and Jordan just being silently, like, judging me from halfway across the world.
No, I would never judge you for something that you did in the past. Unless it was, like, a crime. And even then, it would depend on the crime. If it would be something that, like, falls between statute of limitations, then I wouldn't judge you. But if it was, like, murder, then yeah.
Jordan... Those were murder. Murder on my fucking...
Murder of comedy.
It's also kind of a murder of my character as well.
Like, I mean...
The assassination of Dexo by the Counterfoul Moon.
It really was that.
It was. Yeah, really. And the crazy thing is, like, that's half of why we became such good friends. It's
because I made those videos.
Shit on me, and I like went up to him like, "Yo, I have respect for you." He just automatically, completely shit on me, and that's you've got the cojones, my man.
The assassination of Dexter One by the Coward Vile Moon is just the ending of that movie where he hangs the picture up and then gets shot. The only difference is that the picture is just the words "I love penis."
Which, by the way, was the big haha very funny joke of these videos. It was
me doing
and dressed up like my character in Halo 2 and ran around saying "I love penis" over and over again. 3 episodes.
3 episodes of it. And I made it because I don't know if you remember me telling you this, but I saw you as a threat, and I wanted to, like, it was my own little fuck you to you.
Yeah.
The Crondicles.
And, like, you could go, haha, it was all in good fun, but no, I did that to fucking try to piss you off, and it did the exact opposite.
Yeah, it just endeared me to you. I was like, oh my god, he really likes me, actually.
Such jokes that were in it besides the penis jokes was, I'm trying to...
There weren't any... I don't think there are any
there
other
are no
ones
jokes.
that you can repeat.
Not even one.
There was one that I always remember, because we never actually did the 4th part.
Oh, yeah.
We released a trailer for it, but we never actually did it, but the whole plot point was, and it was so ridiculous that I always keep it in mind. Because it was the kind of thing that I just... At the end of the third one, everyone dies.
That's right.
The Dexa 1 army comes through and fucking murders everyone.
There are clones of me for some reason.
Because you cloned yourself.
That's right. By accident?
Yes, by accident.
Yeah.
And as of the army of Dexa 1...
you can tell. I got in the cloning machine, and what I say right before I get in there is, I'm a stupid Brit and no one can tell me what to do.
Anyway. Fuck. Things that I did in that video series that I should touch on before. I did a perfect impression of Dex's girlfriend at the time.
Oh my god, yeah. It was 5 seconds. It was a scarily, creepily accurate impression of my girlfriend at the time, who I also met playing Halo 2.
And so he actually came to me and was like, "Did you get her to record that?" Or but no. The fourth one, the joke, how everyone comes back to life is that diabetes brings people back to life as zombies. And that was the joke.
Wow.
And I just remember it because it's so fucking stupid and so fucking bad that I just remember we were tossing ideas around. Me and the dude Josh.
Yeah.
We were tossing ideas around, and I just go, "What if your diabetes just brought everybody back to life because of magic diabetes blood?" Yeah, all right.
That's a Halo Reach, all right.
That's a Halo Reach, all right. But yeah, those are all on YouTube, but they will never see the light of day.
They are the reason why we are friends. It was while trying to get back at me for something I didn't do, and all it did was make me like it more. And then we were friends.
Nowadays, I mean, I just say shit to you.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have this dynamic where I say wherever I want, and I'm kidding, and it doesn't hurt your feelings. Which, I mean, it's great, but don't do that to me or him.
Yeah, like...
If you see us doing it to each other, it's because we have, 10 years of friendship behind our belts.
So we can say, literally anything to each other. We both know we don't mean it.
Yeah, if I said something and Dex legitimately said, "Dude, that really hurt my feelings,"
he wouldn't say it.
Because, I mean, that's why I stopped saying a word that I'm not going to repeat here.
Yeah.
You came to me and you said, that word is really offensive to me, and I would like it if you stopped. And, I went... At first I said, "You know what? No, I don't think that's very fair of me to, make you stop me say a word." But that was, 5 years ago.
That was, 5 years ago.
When I was still a shithead. But, I mean, after that, I kind of went, yeah, okay. If it hurts your feelings, I can't say that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, nowadays, I know that if you came to me and said, "This is offensive, can you erase that or apologize?" I would feel like shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hurt your feelings.
No. And it works the other way as well. I think there's been an instance where you came to me and said, don't do this. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I won't do it.
I forget what it was.
I forget too, but it did happen. So it works both ways. And it is weird, when other people come up to us for having, a pretend fight on Twitter, and then someone's like, "Haha, yeah, you fucking dick," and I'm like, whoa, hold the fucking... You can't just say that to people.
It's like both of us stop and look at him and go, "The fuck you say?"
We just, at them out, and anyway, as I was saying, you piece of shit.
Anyway, is there anything else we have to talk about, or is that...
Unless there's anything else Jordan wants to say.
I couldn't think of anything.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, Jordan. It was very nice having you on here.
Thanks for having me.
My friendo. All right, well, that is VNDLPodcast number 5 in the bag.
The S is a 5.
The S is a 5. Edit that in, Dex.
Okay.
The S is a 5.
Okay.
Alright, join us next time when we talk about Coca-Cola and how it's...
in the new Star Wars.
In the new Star Wars, how the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection is a fucking ripoff.
Now I think about it, like the Darth Vader and by extension the Darth Vader-esque from the new one, they do share a color scheme with Coca-Cola, black, red, and white.
God.
Yeah, god damn it. Join us next week for all that, and of course, we will also be discussing the PC game of the era, Final Fantasy XI. Join us next time.
We will be talking about that.
You can't fucking stop me.